the Sheridan, Arkansas podcast. I'm your host, Heather Asher, senior at Sheridan High School, and this is our guest, Mr. Randy Pruitt.
Hello, I'm Randy Pruitt, Grant County Judge. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have 3 candidates for the upcoming election for a county judge, and you're not rerunning, so neither of these are incumbents. So what characteristics do you believe that a county judge should possess?
I should be a person with integrity, of course, good character, good morals, an honest person. Someone that's good with people and willing to and able to pull the community together when making big decisions.
Okay. What would you like to see be done in the next term with whoever is elected?
Well, we have a couple of projects ongoing. We bought the annex where we moved to the Old First Baptist Church, and we moved the collector, the assessor, and now the revenue office, the state office actually in there as well. And of course, we have some of that that's not been renovated, so that'd be a good project to continue as funds arise or grant funding is available. And just continue improving our road system is a big project in itself.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we're going to continue on to talking to our candidates for the county judge. So that'll be next. Hi, this is the Sheridan, Arkansas podcast. I'm your host, Heather, actually.
I'm your co-host, Sam Bennett, and with us, I have a very good family friend, Mr. Jeff Vance.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Like I said, this is a great program y'all have here. A little jealous that we didn't have anything like this back when I was here, but hey, I'm ancient, so but it's good to see new programs in our school system.
100%.
So thank you guys for inviting me here.
Of course. Mr. Vance here is running for county judge, right? He has 2 competitors currently. We'll see how everything shakes down and it could come election season.
Exactly. So voting day or election day is March 3rd, but early voting starts February 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So in like a week or 2.
Yeah, so it's upon us.
Yeah. So we have a handful of questions pertaining to your campaign, your qualifications, and why people should vote for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So for the first question, what motivated you to run for county judge, and what experiences best prepare you for this role?
So I'm born and raised here. My grandfather, my dad, all born and raised here in Grant County. So I love this county. This is my home. This is where I'm from. I graduated from school here. My dad graduated. So, my ties run deep here in Grant County. I've lived at different places in Colorado and Dallas for a while. I always find myself back here. And like I said, this is home. I have pride in our county and in our town, our school district, everything here. So that's one of the big things that pulled me to it, and just serving the community. That's what I've always kind of done in different roles is with my different jobs is serving the community and serving the public. So it's just something that me and the judge talked about a couple years ago when he got talking about retiring, and I told him, I said, hey, teach me everything you can. I want to become a sponge and try to soak in everything I can, so that when you do step away, hopefully I can win this election and represent our county and be our next Grant County judge.
Ain't no place like Sheridan, Arkansas.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And we're blessed, man. A lot of people don't realize it, but we've got a lot of small communities in Grant County. Whether it be Poland, Prattsville, Tull, Leola, Ico. Each little community has great people in every one of them, and to me, we're just blessed all the way around, whether it be countywide or not. Wherever you're at in the county, you'll find great people.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think the way that I've heard it said is small town vibes, but big town opportunities.
Yeah.
Is I think Sheridan's tagline right now.
Yeah. And that's what we hope for. Like I said, I love this place. Some of my best memories are here at Grant County.
100%.
And growing up and at this school right here. But yes, that's one thing. Hey, when I'm out and somewhere and somebody says, "Hey, where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Sheridan."
Yeah.
Because I'm proud of it. I think we have a great community, and I think if you want to live here, you're making the right choice. So.
So how do you balance applying the law as written when considering fairness and real life impact on individuals and families? Now, I know county judge isn't as much judicial as a real judge. Most of the time a county judge either doesn't have to pick up a gavel at all, or only 1 or 2 times in his
Term.
Yeah, in his term. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So that's a big misconception that a county judge, like you said, is a gavel and judge guy that hears court cases. That you're speeding and no, I'm sorry, I didn't. You're not that kind of judge. You know what I mean? The county judge is more of a daily data operations of the Grant County, whether it be the buildings, the facilities, trying to get with the quorum court members to come up with money for the different branches of county government, whether it be the sheriff's office or the extension office or the clerk's office, whatever it may be. That's kind of the deal on that. But as far as I guess that's a fair question. One thing I've learned as a county road foreman, you always try to help everybody you can. So you want to go in there, and I would say the same thing as the county judges. You want to go in there, and if somebody has an issue, whether it be a land dispute or something like that, you want to go in there and listen to both sides of it. Then sit back and do your homework.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean. Try to work it out before it has to get to the point to where it does go in front of a judge with a gavel and a gown. You know what I mean. But a lot of it is just taking the time to listen and trying to help the people work through it. So I would say that would be the legal side of it. Try to get it taken care of before it gets to that point. So and try to make a compromise where everybody's happy on both sides. So I guess that'd kind of be the answer to that.
Yeah, with the county judge is when you hear judge, you think judicial, but the best way that I've learned how to explain it is it's like the mayor, but for the whole county.
Right.
Not just like the mayor of Sheridan's the.
Yeah. It's the mayor of Grant County, and I really wish they would change it to like county commissioner. It'd be so, because that's what a lot of people say. Man, when did you go to law school? And I'm like, I have never been to law school. I mean, I've watched a lot of Law and Order and Suits, but I've never been to law school. And I'm like, this is not what it is. So it's one of those deals where, like I said, it's a big misconception. But yeah, it's I wish they'd change it, but that's way above
our pay grade.
Way above our pay grade. So.
Well, I know we've talked about how great Sheridan is, but I mean, I think we can all agree as a community we do face some challenges. What do you think the biggest challenges that we are currently facing, not just as a community, but as a county, and how are you going to address them?
So obviously, the elephant in the room is wherever you go right now is the data center.
Yep,
that's
100%.
The biggest controversy we've got. I truly support how our quorum court and current county judges handled it. I think they're doing their due diligence, and they're going out and trying to gather information. And I feel like that's what you have to do as an elected official.
100%.
You were elected to go represent a group of people, so you have to get out and do the work and do your research. And so I think that's a big issue that not only will the current judge who's currently dealing with it, but whoever's our next county judge will probably have to be dealing with a lot of that also. And industry's a big deal. Grant County is the number one industry here is timber. If you've lived here long enough, number one, you look at, trust me, I know because I'm the road foreman. We fix a lot of roads, but that's the number one industry here in the county, you know what I mean? And that's, I call it job security, we have to look for good businesses to try to bring into Grant County. We're blessed with Kohler and Nucor and Roof Connect and several other businesses 100%. Here on the industry side of it. But we need to look for, one thing I'm going to do is openly and actively look for new businesses to bring into Grant County that are good companies to work for, to try to A, obviously tax revenue, but B, supply jobs to our residents here, where they may can get a job here instead of having to commute to Little Rock every day. I know that's what a lot of people here in Grant County do. They commute, whether it be Little Rock, Benton, Pine Bluff. But an opportunity like that, but that's one of the biggest things I'm going to be pushing for is looking for new industry to come into Grant County to help. That's, to me, that's a very important thing. Because you lose one or two of these businesses here in town, and we're in trouble, guys. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So Kohler's been a blessing to work with when my dad was at the sheriff's department. Man, they did a lot of things for the sheriff's department and didn't want any credit for it. You know what I mean? They just, hey, take it. You know, and they were a blessing, whether it be bulletproof vest or something like that, where they donated to them again, you know, for their safety, being out and working. So they're a blessing to have. Nucor, same way. But just, you know, like I said, new industry, finding things that will benefit the taxpayers and the people of Grant County and make everybody's life a little bit easier.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think me and Heather both are part of TSA and associations like that. Kohler's a major support for us.
Yes.
So no, they really are a blessing.
Yeah, especially with like fundraisers.
Yeah,
like as an
100%.
officer, like whole like entirely in this one position.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like we do a lot of like fundraising.
100%.
So when we need like donations, we reach out to Kohler. That's like their
Kohler's first up, you know.
Yeah, it's like give us.
You know, you look at our Timberfest. You know, Kohler's a huge donator to the Timberfest. I mean, anything, like I said, anything we do here in the county, you look at whose names are on the side of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's always the same ones. And like I said, we're blessed. We truly are to have some great companies here in Grant County. So, just another hidden gem.
Oh yeah. So here's another question. I think, you know, I've gotten the hard-hitting questions so far, but how are you going to ensure that impartiality and just avoid political or personal bias? You know, I think that, like you said, growing up here, you know, there's your Grant County old heads, you know what I'm saying, that have been here forever.
Sure.
How are you going to make sure that, you know, you're not partial to the newer residents or to the older residents as a group?
So, you know, I have to deal with some of that now with road issues and stuff like that. You know, one thing about it, you have a lot of people that move in here from out of town that maybe lived in Little Rock or whatever, you know, and it's different. I mean, our county roads are not paved roads; they're chip seal roads, there's a huge difference in those. But you know, I think the old saying, "I get up every morning and put my pants on just like everybody else, one leg at a time." I think you have to go into it with that kind of mentality, as far as, no matter who you are, we're all the same, and you have to sit down and wipe out who is who and anything like that, and sit down and just look at the facts of what the issue may be, and try to help it out, no matter you know which direction it leans, whoever's in the right on this issue or whatever it may be. You've got to be able to make a fair decision, no matter who it is, and you know. And that's part of it. I mean, I think that's integrity. I mean, that right there says a lot for your county judge. Somebody that is impartial. You know what I mean? That's going to go in there and make the right decision that benefits the person that it should. Not, you know what I mean? So, and I work for a great judge right now. That's one thing that I've learned from him. I mean, is you know, you stick to your guns. You know, and I mean, you do what's right, no matter what.
100%.
So what role should a county judge play in collaborating with law enforcement, social services, and local government officials?
Well, you know, one thing about it, that another thing I've learned from being in the courthouse every day, whether it be law enforcement, social services, the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, you all have to work together as a team. To make things work, you have to work together as a team. We're all one team. So any help or support that you can give one of the other agencies in any way, it means the world, because what's the saying? Teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, you have to work together, and obviously you want to do what you can to support your other guys, you know, whether it be, like you said, at the sheriff's office, whether they're needing something, you know, just like with the fires and stuff that happened a couple years ago, the wildfires, you know, we had guys that take an ice chest of water up, you know what I mean, to the guys, and at the road department, we loaded up fuel tanks and took up there to keep fuel in the dozers and stuff. So, you know, that's kind of example of the way you have to work together, even though, you know, you're separate entities. To make everything work and run smoothly, you have to work together.
So, as we already touched upon, the county judge doesn't do all the judicial side, but if a case does and that opportunity is presented to you, How do you approach cases, or how would you approach cases involving vulnerable populations such as juveniles, victims of domestic violence, or individuals struggling with addiction or mental health issues?
Well, and that's a tough question there, because that is something that the county judge doesn't deal with. Much. I mean, obviously, in the day-to-day operation of the county, you're going to run into certain individuals that maybe, have issues, and you just have to deal with them the best you can. I mean, as far as, you try to work with everybody, but try to get them the help they need. I mean, whether, and I guess on our side, if it was domestic violence or something, you hate to see that. That's a terrible thing. But maybe it's the part of, I guess, where you can say, hey, we have a place here that you can go for help, and get you out of the situation. You know what I mean? And just maybe try to guide people, whether it be get them the help they need 100%. At the end of the day. Like I said, that's back to the home small town feel. That's the thing about Sheridan. People love, in Grant County as a whole, people love to help. You just gotta be able to just gotta ask.
Yeah.
And so I guess that'd be the best way to answer that question.
Yeah, Grant County is so caring. Like, I can't remember like what exactly it was, but on Facebook a few days ago, somebody had posted on like people shared it, like they needed like a certain like organ donated, and the amount of people in the comments was like, how do I go about seeing if I'm a match for you and all this stuff, and I'm just like, that is small town love right there.
It is. Like, and Arkansas as a whole, that's one thing I've always admired about Arkansas. When the big tornadoes hit up in Missouri, it seems like it's been just a couple years ago, but I know it's been longer than that. But or the hurricanes down on the coast, you always see the people of Arkansas, and Grant County is part of they're getting together to get supplies to them. Mm-hmm. You look at the blessing boxes they've got going on around the county in different areas. You know what I mean? That's just the way. That's the great thing about living in the South. You can say what you want to about it, but that's one of the great things about living
that Southern hospitality.
Yes, sir. What I was going to say.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, we're talking about all these good things, but I understand, life ain't always been sunshine and rainbows. Mm-hmm. Is there maybe a difficult decision that you can touch on that you've had to handle, especially something that maybe publicly had to be done, not just privately in your own life, but a decision publicly that was difficult?
I mean, to be honest with you, this data center, not going to lie, unfortunately, people are very passionate about this. I mean, and in their own right, they have the right to be passionate about it. But that's a difficult deal, and you catch a lot of grief for if you're not against it. I mean, let's just be honest. But I'm sorry, as an elected official, I'm not going into something without all my homework done and all the information that I can grab and gather to make a decision. That's what you're in there for. So I mean, that would be probably right now. I've had many people tell me, ask me where I stand on it, and like I tell them, I'm not 100% behind it, but I'm also not for it at this point. We have to have more information. We have to see what they're offering, who it is. I mean, and what they can do. Yeah, there's a ton of factors, before I make my final decision on it. And I've had several people tell me, well, if you're even thinking about being for it, I can't support you. And that's a shame. That truly is. But that's their right. That's their God-given right. Mm-hmm. They live here in Grant County. In America, the land of the free. So you have that right. But I guess really, to be honest with you, other than that, that's really the hardest decision. I mean, as far as in the current position that I hold, or that I've had to deal with. So
I think that's a great answer. Just not making a full decision until you know everything, not just going off the general idea, but instead the actual facts.
Sure.
What steps would you take to increase transparency and public confidence in the county court system?
Well, you know, I truly think our guys do a really good job of it now. And I say our guys, I'm talking about our quorum court members and our judge. They've been catching a bunch of slack over this stuff, and truly, I'm a guy that's kind of behind the scenes, but I see it, and I know that I know every one of those guys up there, and there's nothing for them to hide. But one of the things is you know, and I'm gonna steal this from the mayor. Sorry, Kane, but man, he has started an app, you know, where you can go to it or whatever. And I think me and you had talked about this before that maybe even use you guys to design one for us. But I would love to do something, because one of the things that people get really upset with us about is if we're got a road cut in half. Replacing the culvert, we always try to wait till everybody gets out and gets gone to work, and try to have it done before they get home that afternoon. But being able to put something out there and say, "Hey guys, heads up, you know, tomorrow we will have road 28 closed from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Please make arrangements to get around or get out before then." You know what I mean? Because there's some things that we can't. I mean, you know what I mean. We have to do them, and there's no good time to do them, unfortunately, but they have to be done. But stuff like that, you know, for example, just like this last, whatever you want to call this last winter storm we had, snow, ice, whatever it was, everything. Yeah. But something like that, give them a rundown of, hey, the county offices will be closed today. We're looking at opening up at, say, you know, I think the courthouse and stuff opened back up at like 10 on that Wednesday, but just stuff like that, and then also you could put on there, you know, when your meeting, your quorum court meetings are, what's on the agenda, and like I said, I'm kind of stealing a little bit of Kane's thunder here on this, but I think he did a great job on that, and so that's one of the things, and I mean, to be honest with you, I have open door policy. Yeah, I continue. The judge, Randy Pruitt, does too. Yeah. All you got to do is come up there and sit down and ask, and I promise you, I'm gonna answer your questions just like he will. I mean, it's so that's one of the things, is just to keep that open door policy and you know, try to. I mean, be truthful. It's not hard. I mean, you know,
just be open and honest about what you got going.
Exactly. So
I think that app is a great idea, because I mean, I know that sometimes I'll check, you know, I'm from East End, so the East End community page, or people are sharing.
Sure.
And I'll look and I'll be like, all right, well, apparently something's closed, but I don't even know if that's real.
Right.
You know, it's a situation where it'd be nice to have something other than a Facebook page.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I know the Matt Brumley, my home dog for real. I'm job shadowing him.
Yep. Good people.
Yeah, he's the county judge for Saline County, and he has the Saline thing on Facebook. And during Snowmageddon, he was out there every day, Facebook Live. He was updated, and then like Mayor Nacton, he on the app, he every day it'll be posting like, oh, these are
the hours, these are what we're doing.
This is when this block sanitation's like out, like it's done. Like
I agree. They've done a good job with it, you know, and that's just, you know, that's the nature of the beast now. I mean, that's not something that was a big deal back. And social media is a huge deal. I mean, so and it's a way to reach a lot of people. You know, I mean, people are on their social media, so. I think it's just something that we need to look towards in the future. So,
100%. Yeah, especially like you mentioned the quorum court meetings, and like I want to like attend one so bad, but when do I know when they are? We know
the third Monday of every month.
Yeah, how am I going to remember that? That's why we need.
You set a reminder, you know. You set a reminder. My phone popped up about 9 o'clock and said podcast. Don't miss it. So and here I was, you know.
Yeah. So for the last question, if elected, how will you measure success at the end of your term?
You know, I tell you something. My current judge, Randy Pruitt, and I keep bringing him up, but I'm gonna tell you something. That's some big shoes to fill. You know, he's done so much while he's been in office in the short time he's been in there. But you look at our new annex. If you haven't been there, that's amazing.
It's good.
The courthouse was busting at the seams. He found a beautiful building in town that was running down, you know, that was just rotting down, and we went in and bought it, and as the county bought it and redone it, and
wasn't it that had light?
No, that was actually the old First Baptist Church.
Oh,
okay.
And went in and gutted it out and moved collector and the assessor and the revenue office over there. It's a one-stop shop now. So stuff like that. We've acquired the armory, the old armory back, and the extension office and all that stuff has moved out there. So you want to leave it better than what you found it. Obviously, but you just want to do. You want to. I guess when you walk away, you want to be able to see what you've done, whether it be 100%. With a road program or whether it be with a building program like that, or So mainly, you just hope that you walk away and everybody says, "Man, he was a great judge." And like I said, and do what you can in the meantime while you're there to benefit Grant County in any way you can. You know what I mean? Like I said, 100%. So whether it be improving a building or whatever it may be, something with the road program or anything like that. But I think you strive every day to make yourself better. You know what I mean? And so that's a big part of it. I hope that when I leave office that I can say, hey,
you did good.
I did a great job, and people have the same thoughts, and because I know this, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that it was in better shape when I leave. You know what I mean? And like I said, our county's a great county. We've got great leadership, so it's going to be hard to outdo our current judge. But like I said, I look forward to it. It gives you some goals to shoot for. As the next judge is to keep what he's got going and push it forward, and make
propel
it better.
What he's got going.
Yes, absolutely. Whether it be, like I said, our road program we've started out at the county road department, or the next phase of the annex. We have a whole nother level up there at that church that's wide open, ready for the next,
ready to go,
ready for the next offices, whatever they may be. So,
we appreciate you coming on and sitting down and talking with us for a while.
Yes.
It was amazing having you on, and this is the second time I've interviewed him. The first time I interviewed him, it went amazing, but then when I clicked on the file, no audio. Kind of sucked. So he was very
gracious.
nice. Yeah, he was gracious, the word I was thinking, to come back and to help me do this podcast. And it's always wonderful interviewing our candidates. So my name is Heather, actually, your host.
I'm co-host Sam Bennett.
And I'm Jeff Vance. Vote Jeff Vance.
Thank y'all. Bye.